Starting out in FTC can be a lot of fun, but comes with many challenges that might be intimidating, especially for newer FTC teams. I'm Declan with First Updates Now, and we put together a list of 10 crucial things that every FTC team should know for the first tech challenge. Without further ado, let's get into it.
This video on First Updates Now is made possible by viewers like you and also the following sponsors. At Kettering University, over 30% of the student population was in high school robotics. These same students have received a portion of over $7 million in scholarships. Scholarship applications for FIRST students are now available. Get more information at kettering.edu/first. SOLIDWORKS is free for FIRST teams. Over 80% of U.S. engineering schools and 370,000 plus companies use SOLIDWORKS to design great products. SOLIDWORKS can help you design a great robot on desktop or on the cloud. Go to solidworks.com/first to register your team.
Coming in at number 10, we have fail fast and iterate. What this essentially means is that you should have the mentality to get the basic form of your brainstormed ideas made as fast as you can, so that you don't waste time figuring out how to perfect a design or how to make a super intricate one work for your robot, only for you to realize now that this design that you spent all this time on has a large flaw that you overlooked in the initial brainstorming stages. Failing fast allows you to figure out if your design is going to work quickly enough that if you find that you need to redesign what you had, you'll have plenty of time left in the season in order to get this done. Coming in at number 9, we have be sure to prototype your brainstormed ideas. This goes hand in hand with number 10 in the sense that by making a rough prototype of your brainstormed ideas that you decided to follow through with, you can get a better idea of how you would go about creating the custom / more robust version of said designs. When you're prototyping, you can use all sorts of materials depending on what's available to you, but most commonly teams will use kit parts and common craft materials like cardboard and zip ties. Coming in at number 8, take pictures of everything. Taking pictures of things is a commonly overlooked part of FTC by most rookie teams, because at first thought, it might not seem like there's any need for it, but if you take time to look at the areas that it helps you in, it becomes almost necessary. For example, when let's say you are writing about a community event your team went to in your portfolio, but no one took pictures while you were at this event. Now, when you go to your portfolio, it becomes very hard for you to provide any visual aid, and you are left with a big block of text describing the events as your only documentation for this event in your portfolio. Coming in at number 7, we have document your team's progression throughout the season. Documenting what your team does throughout the season may initially seem like a very tedious task, but it is extremely beneficial in the long run for your season. Even something as simple as making a daily log paper where each member of your team will write a short summary of what they did each day can help you have something to look back to when referencing things you did throughout the season, so that you can list factual numbers about events and robot iterations. For example, you could say we attended community events an average of once every X weeks, or we iterated our robot a total of X times over a period of X months. Coming in at number 6, we have scouting is crucial. When it comes to scouting, you are mainly watching other teams' matches during your events and writing down as many statistics about their robot as you can. Things like average time per score and average auto, tally-up, and endgame score contributions are important factors to help you have an idea of which teams are robot competitive and good options for you to pick during alliance selection. One thing about scouting is even if you're the first pick team of one of the captains, you can talk to your captain about scouting that your team did, and you might find out that your team saw something that your captain team missed with their scouting. Additionally, using the scouting information that you've collected, you can be able to predict what your opposing alliance is going to do during their matches. Coming in at number 5, we have reaching out to your local companies. In FTC, reaching out to your local companies can be a great way to gain community connections and resources. One way you can approach this is emailing companies asking if you can tour their location in order to learn more about STEM and to talk to them about FTC. Make sure you keep in contact with these companies after you have your meeting with them, because if you ask them to do design reviews or ask for their wisdom on things related to your season, they will most likely be willing to help you guys out. Coming in at number 4, we have getting to know teams in your community. When it comes to FTC, making connections with other teams plays a big part. Part of the idea of FTC is to bring together a large number of students who share a common interest in STEM and having them compete. Making connections with other teams can lead to friendships that last for years inside and outside of FTC, as well as making the whole program more enjoyable for yourself, because you can have fun cooperating and competing against people that you got to meet over a shared interest in STEM. Coming up next at number 3, we have sharing what you've learned with other FTC teams inside your community. Making connections and friendships with teams in your community is great, but taking it to the next level and sharing what you've learned and your thought processes behind your designs with each other can really help you capitalize on the relationships that you've built so far through FTC. Being able to create an environment where everyone is willing to help each other out and learn new things together is extremely beneficial to a team's FTC experience and can help take you way further into the FTC program than ever before. Coming in at number 2, we have using CAD softwares. Learning how to use CAD is an extremely important skill that teams should invest into learning. You don't even have to create full robot CAD assemblies. Even just using CAD to create a few custom parts that you need for your robot can be hugely beneficial, as there are some things that you just can't get done with pre-manufactured pieces and kit parts. One great CAD resource that first teams can use is SolidWorks CAD, who is offering first teams free copies of SolidWorks. Make sure you go to solidworks.com/first to register your team and get your copy of SolidWorks CAD. Last but certainly not least, coming in at number 1 is taking the time to learn Java. Java is the most popular coding language for FTC teams that allows teams to have a large amount of freedom in coding when compared to blocks. Using Java also allows you to write far more complex code and use intricate coding libraries that wouldn't work in blocks, such as Roadrunner, a motion planning library that allows for complex path following and generation with ease. That wraps up our list of top 10 things new FTC teams should know when going into the first tech challenge. Now, there's always more to add, so teams, make sure to comment down below any advice that you have for teams or provide examples of what you've done throughout the season. Thanks for watching. I'm Declan, and we'll see you next time on Fun FTC.
This video on First Updates Now is made possible by viewers like you and also the following sponsors. SolidWorks is free for first teams. Over 80% of US engineering schools and 370,000 plus companies use SolidWorks to design great products. SolidWorks can help you design a great robot on desktop or on the cloud. Go to solidworks.com/first to register your team. At Kettering University, over 30% of the student population was in high school robotics. These same students have received a portion of over $7 million in scholarships. Scholarship applications for first students are now available. Get more information at kettering.edu/first. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on our new videos. Keep the conversation going and provide your input to our content. Watch our live shows at twitch.tv/firstupdatesnow. Join our Discord at discord.gg/firstupdatesnow and check out Fun FTC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and First Updates Now on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.